When we work with LLMs, something like ChatGPT or Cursor, it's very good to know how it really works, what is under the hood, how it trains. I don't want to go very deep to really learn like machine learning, this stuff. No, but in a very high level view, but to know what exactly is happening. This helps to use it better. When you know somehow, it's very hard, but somehow if you know how it works, then you can get a better result from it. Okay, that's why I made this video with the help of Notebook LM. So I made a script, and then I also have it here, Medium. I wrote something before, so I gave it to the Notebook LM, and now I made this video, and I want to share this video with you. And I want to maybe pause the video and add some stuff on it. But it helps you to understand what is an LLM, how it works, and how you can do a better prompting. So let's start with the video.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on technologies like ChatGPT. We're going to get right into the nuts and bolts of it, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret. One that once you get it, will totally change how you use these tools forever.
You know, when you're typing into that chat box, it really does feel like you're talking to a machine that thinks. It gets you. It writes for you. But what's actually going on under the hood is, believe it or not, a lot simpler. And honestly, it's way more interesting.
At its very core, everything an LLM does, from writing a poem.
Okay, so far, what does it exactly mean? It's talking about this, like, hi, and look what is happening under the hood. It's thinking, planning the next move. See, it's writing, it's adding word by word, word by word. So this is what it exactly means. So it's not an animation. This is not to be just beautiful. It's just creating words after each word. Let's look at the video.
To debugging your code boils down to just one thing: figuring out the most likely word to come next. That's it. It's not thinking, it's just playing a very, very advanced game of statistics. A superpowered autocomplete, really.
And this animation shows you exactly what I mean. When you see those words pop up on your screen one by one, that isn't just a fancy effect to make it look like it's thinking. Nope, it's literally showing you its work, building its answer one single word at a time, all based on pure probability.
Okay, so that's the million-dollar question, right? How on earth does it go from just predicting the next word to writing something that feels...
Sorry if has sudden jumps. I use this new feature of Notebook LM that creates videos. Still, it's not the best, but it was fun making it, and it's kind of working. So let's continue.
well, intelligent. To get that, we need to first look at how a computer even begins to process our language.
It all kicks off with a process called tokenization. See, to a computer, our words are just gibberish. So to make any sense of it, the model has to first chop our sentences up into little pieces called tokens. These are usually words, but sometimes they can even be parts of words. And then, each of those tokens gets its own unique number. So a sentence like, Paris is the capital of France, is transformed into a string of numbers. That's the only language the machine speaks. Everything that happens from here on out is built on this foundation of numbers.
Okay, and here it is. This is the real secret sauce. This is what makes an LLM so powerful, and not just some simple word predictor. It's not about one sentence. It's about, well, it's about everything.
So the model isn't just looking at the word capital to guess that the next word should be of. No. It's looking at Paris, it's looking at is, it's looking at every single word you've typed in that chat session up to that point, all of them.
Now, this collection of text, it has a name. And if you remember one thing from this explainer, make it this. It's called the context window. Every single time you hit enter, the model looks at the entire conversation in that window to figure out what word to spit out next. So by looking at that whole context window, all the words, how far apart they are, how they relate to each other, the model starts to build this incredibly complex map of our language. It doesn't understand what a capital is like you and I do, but it learns that when Paris and capital are in the same window, the word France is very, very likely to show up too. It's a master mimic.
All right, so now we know the secret, let's talk about how to use it. Because knowing that the context window is everything, well, it takes you from just being a user to being a co-pilot. You can actually start to shape the AI's thinking to get exactly what you're looking for.
The key takeaway here is that
Okay, before we go further, I want to stop it and I want to explain it a bit better. Uh, when you when we create a LLM, we give it bunch of data, a lot of text, a lot of books, and then language models they start to find relation between the words. Like for example, if this sentence is passed to the LLM, it's try to find the relation between the word meaning with the language. What is the distance between these two? And like in which kind of context they are coming. Like if it's a mimic in this context, it has one meaning. If it's a mimic in another context, it has another meaning. So these are all making relations. So every word in the sentence gets some kind of relation, some kind of feelingness about the other words. It's like it's kind of understanding how we are generating the sentences, how we are making the sentences. So this is how AI under the hood actually works. So all the context, what is the context? What is context window? Like, do you see this chat? Everything inside this chat that I have with the cursor now, from this high and the response of the AI, this creator snake game, everything here, even the code that it wrote, these are all part of this context window. So it's very important to know what is inside the context and what you are putting inside this chat. Like when you create a new chat with the chat GPT, is exactly the same. Okay, here is exactly similar to chat GPT, but it's cursor, but under the hood it's using chat OpenAI model GPT-5, which is the same that chat GPT is using now. So every word here getting a relation both each other. Okay, so it's important what I type here, because if I put something irrelevant, something that is not related to this, for example, this is a snake game, something about another game. Now I ask create another game in this same chat, I start to make it confused. Why? Because so far everything was about a snake game. Now I'm talking about another things. Still, a lot of data that is inside that context window. Uh, it's it's a data about a snake game, not about that new like Tetris game. Okay, well, now I'm asking, now create a Tetris game. It's not that it's not working, but we might have much more issue than creating just a new chat, which I can just create here and create a new chat. I still have my old chat if I need to go back to it, but I can make a new chat and now I start to ask, please create a new Tetris game for me. Okay, this is so much different because here the context window is clear. Now everything we talk is about around the Tetris, but here no, everything is around the snake game. Okay, and it's very important what is inside the context window. And the next thing it wanted to say exactly is here. For each new topic, open a new chat. Describe the situation before asking the question. What does it mean? Like, or give the LLM personality. You probably heard about it, and say you are a senior developer or something. Why we should do that? Because as I said, the the words inside the chat get some kind of relation to each other. So the probability of the next word coming similar to what was before that is increasing. Like if I start to say you are a senior developer. So look at it as LLM is kind of a compressed version of all the internet because we learn it on all the data on the internet. And now when I say you are a senior developer, so it's going through the context, it's like I'm putting a search, I'm putting a filter about the text that starts from senior developer. So it's just focusing on those. Yeah, I create a focus for it. Like now focus on this area, senior, like HTML or front end developer or game developer. Maybe it's better here. So when I'm saying this, I'm, uh, I'm in this new context window, I'm creating a focus around it. Now, I said what? Describe the situation before asking questions. So, yes, as my first prompt here, create a snake game in HTML and JavaScript. It worked, but it's not always working because it was very few. I need to describe it better. I need to give it more detail. Or even sometimes it's better to start a chat with it before that. Do you know about the game Tetris like this? Do you know about the game Tetris? So I'm starting to chat with it before I ask to create something for me. So this way, I'm preparing its context. So as you can see, it's generating more and more context here. So it's telling me itself, okay, Tetris is this, it's working like that and that. And now, when I say generated, all this context inside this chat helps to generate to get a better result at the end. But how much this is good? Also, if there is a wrong context here, if there is something or our chat is going on and then we are going to different direction, it becomes misleading. That's why how much the context window is getting larger and larger, how much your chat is getting larger, it's getting confusing. And in some agents like ChatGPT itself, maybe when the context is getting long, they are just dropping the first text from the top. So it's also something to pay attention. Try to keep it enough good data inside the context window. Not so much, not so few. So context window is important. Let's continue watching this video.
You are literally loading its short-term memory with clues. I mean, think about it like you're talking to a new coworker. You wouldn't just walk up and say, write an email. You'd give them some background, right? Same thing here. The vague prompt on the left, it gives the model almost nothing to work with. But the one on the right, it loads that context window with juicy tokens like expert marketer, launch email, and busy professionals. The detailed one is going to give you a better result every single time.
All right, pop quiz. Let's see if this is sinking in. Let's say I ask the model a really simple math question. Now, looking at these two possible answers, which one tells you that a more accurate process is happening behind the scenes?
If you pick
Okay, so here messed up a bit. It wasn't supposed to show you the best answer here. But yes, imagine the question is 2 multiple 3. What is the best answer? 6 or something like this. 2 multiplied by 3 means 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. The answer is 6. So yes, as it's shown here, the best answer is this longer one. I mean, not the best answer for us as a final user. Yeah, for the final user, we want very fast answer. But the answer that LLM generates, how long it try to generate more tokens, it has more chance to get to the more correct answer. How much it explain more, especially not just random context, generating random context. How much it try to explain more, we have more chance to get a better answer. Like here, as you can see, for example, every time I'm LLM, it's I write so like hi when it wants to generate another word and word and word. For each time, all this context window going to the LLM and coming back the result. So if like it's one six, one token, it's just one try to respond to you. But when it's longer, it's trying more and more. It's first giving you two, and then giving you multiple, and then giving you three, then giving you means. Every time it's trying again and again to go to the LLM, process the next token and answer to you, process next token, answer to you. So it has more chance to give you the better result, and it creates more similarity to that answer that we want. This is exactly how the reasoning models are created. So if you see actually um, GPT-5 is using these thoughts. You see, under the hood, there are some thoughts that they are not showing it to us, but it is thinking. So this reasoning model they made to think. So they taught to these models that before you give the final answer, think about it, ask some questions around it from yourself, and make it longer to get to the final answer. So it gives it better chance. It asking more related questions to make better context and creating more uh, mature context window. So to get the better answer and better result at the end. So that's why the right answer is the best.
The answer on the right. You've totally got this. You're already thinking like a pro prompter. But wait, why is it better? I mean, it seems a little weird, right? We just want the answer. Why is more words better?
It's better for a really interesting reason. Each new word it generates is like another chance for it to look at the context window and recalculate. When you force it to show its work, it's adding more and more relevant words to that context as it goes along. This gives it more opportunities to stay on the right track and correct any little mistakes it might make on the way to the final answer.
So here's your new expert toolkit. Be generous. Give it tons of context. If you have a really big question, warm it up first with a few smaller, related questions. Encourage it to think step by step. And here's a real pro move. Tell the AI to ask you questions if it needs more information. That way, you're helping it build the perfect context for you. So,
Okay, this last one, this is the one that I really like, and it helps a lot because when you want to create something like I want to create a Tetris game. Okay, here, let's go back. When you tell the AI to create a Tetris game, you are usually thinking about something, but AI has no idea about the detail. But when you ask the AI to ask you like 5 questions, then it's making more focus, making more context window similar to what you want at the end. So it's adding more details. It's also sometimes AI asking some questions that you're thinking, oh, I didn't think about it. Actually, yeah, this is how I want it. So always when you give it a prompt, ask it to ask you questions. I mean, not in every prompt, like when you want to say fix it, now ask me a question. No, usually the initial prompts. Like for example, here. So I started to ask it, I started to prepare the mind, the context window about the Tetris game. Now, I want to make a Tetris game in HTML and JavaScript, for example, in 1.5. I'm making it like this to be the simplest possible because we don't want to get like make an Android game or I don't know Unity game or something. We just want something that we really can run in 1.5. That's why I'm asking HTML and JavaScript. If we don't know what it is, that is for some other time. Maybe I'll explain also about it. Or you can already go and search in the internet what is HTML and JavaScript. You get a lot of information. Or you can ask ChatGPT. Okay, or the cursor itself. But now, I want to make a Tetris game in HTML and JavaScript in one file. Ask me 5 questions before creating the game. So now AI tries to think about it, going around it. You see? The tokens are printing, creating more and more content. Now it's asking some questions. Hmm, feature set, minimal, move controls, okay, pause and speed, visual style. So it's asking you a question. Now you start to answer them. One, do this, second, do that, and then you press the enter, like minimal, minimal is good, uh, or second, okay, with arrow keys, keep it simple, plus with space, left and right, keys. And like this. Now I don't want to spend much time on this, but yeah, I answer it and like I press enter. I have to answer all of them. But yes, you press on enter and it start to make better result. Let's watch them until the
More
end.
information. That way, you're helping it build the perfect context for you. So, there you have it. You're not just a user anymore. You're a collaborator. You know the secret isn't some thinking brain in a box. It's a powerful prediction engine that you can steer. You control the context, and by doing that, you control the result. The only question left is, what are you going to create with it?
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And what is the also keep in mind always this is that to behave with it like a co-worker, like someone that or a friend, someone that doesn't know anything about that thing that you need. For example, you want to create Tetris game. So you go first prepare the mind of your friend, your colleague about that Tetris game that you want to create, about why you want to create it, why it's important for you, what is your plan for it, So you prepare the mind of your friend or your colleague. So then you ask, okay, let's create that Tetris game. Do the same with AI. Don't just shoot that prompt and then wait to see what will happen. Prepare it, okay? And here we got problem. Okay. It might be I reached the limit of GPT-5 for today since I'm using the free account, but okay, that's it. Now, in the next videos, we are going to go further, try more stuff, do more stuff. Stay with me, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned it because this was one of the most important, not one, some of the most important thing about knowing how AI works, how you can get a better result from it, and yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy. Have a good day.